Guys, so I was the rank 1 and rank 5 TH9 this past week, so I thought I'd share some of my attacks. So yeah, that was a screenshot because the leaderboards are bugged right now. But yeah, this account I did pretty well, and I was actually surprisingly close to promoting, only 22 cups off, which would have been kind of crazy. But yeah, this one only had one fail on it, and I had 2 triples. So I think I'll get into this one first because it was probably the coolest attack from the week. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that this actually worked, that this actually 3-starred because these expos are max and there's these 2 single infernos. Yeah, this is a pretty common internet base, and I've attacked it before, and I remember that I went from the top and it worked out last time, so yeah, no need to think of a new plan. Yeah, so this one's kind of crazy because I had to deal with a super minion CC, which is definitely the worst one to deal with for queen charges. So I used to always lose my queen through ability to these CCs, and then eventually I figured out that you just kind of have to, one, invest the totem right at the start. So if you can react fast enough to get the totem down, then you might not have to pop the queen ability. But this one, it sort of felt like my ability was my totem was kind of late, so I decided to manually pop the queen ability just to be safe, and I think that did end up being necessary. So the queen took I think 4 super minion shots, and it takes 5 to take her down through ability. But yeah, I haven't lost my queen to that type of CC in like around a month, which I'm pretty happy about. Yeah, so my king there, I have the earthquake boots and spiky ball in it, and you can see exactly there why. He was able to take down both singles just using the ability. Yeah, so some people will instead run the stick horse, which I think would have worked out sort of similarly there. Maybe would have needed to invest a spell. But yeah, you'll see other examples where where the earthquake boots work really well. But yeah, so once the king has taken out those 2 singles, there's nothing really left out on the base to stop the attack. And yeah, this wasn't really close on time either. I think there were like 15 or 20 seconds left. So that's pretty cool. You can start at the bottom now. Yeah, so this one, I noticed there's a gap in the base next to the town hall, so I'll try to take advantage of that. Yeah, and then these sort of island layouts are meant to be difficult to funnel, so I want to have the thrower on one side. And here I kind of missed that tight placement and get my healer in range of the archer tower. And then I realized that once this healer goes down, the archer tower might retarget on another healer, so I decide that I have to probably place a baby dragon in the tank, because then once the baby dragon dies, the thrower is able to walk up and then take the tanking. So that works out well. Yeah, and then the queen starts from there. And then I waited quite a while to put down the queen, because usually the queen will not time fail, or at least the queen will not time fail in getting to the town hall. So yeah, you can wait usually like up to around a minute. And then the result of that is that the right side of the funnel is completely guaranteed, which is nice. Yeah, there's loons to test for traps, and just a moment I'll place down the king. Yeah, and then once again you'll see the king. Well, I guess the earthquake boost wasn't needed this time, but it was able to snipe down the single, and we're able to get the town takedown pretty quickly. And then here the Inferno Dragon can sometimes be a threat, but I see the queen locked on almost immediately, so that was dealt with pretty easily. And then the rest of this is just getting percentage. Kind of made a mistake in not paying attention to the time, so I started my baby dragons kind of late. And then while I was doing that, I didn't notice my queen went down through ability. 77 is still pretty high. Maybe could have gone up to 80, but that's alright. Alright, so this next one. So the town hall is on this right side, so I know I want to enter somewhere along the top. And so there's no singles, which would be the next thing you would look for in sort of figuring out your entry. And then after that, you want to look at the CC. So I want to usually try to deal with the CC. If I have to deal with it at all, I want to deal with it early on in the charge. So the two options are, well, I guess three would be to enter either from the right, from this middle part, or from this top part. And then this top part enables me to deal with the CC as early as possible. So I decide that that's where I want my entry to be. So yeah, once again, I wait quite a while to put down my queen, so the thrower is able to guarantee the funnel. And actually another kind of benefit of that is I'm able to think about the queen's pathing a little bit more, which usually results in a more successful charge. Yeah, so there I was prepared to place down the rage just because I saw the double cannon and the enemy queen were about to come into range. Yeah, and then also I see that if I'm able to take out these two buildings with a baby drag, then this 2-tile gap between these two buildings means that the queen is very unlikely to walk out to the left. Yeah, and then yeah, so my playstyle is sort of to always put the king in with the queen, and I'm able to do that because so the thrower is able to guarantee one side of the funnel, and the other side I can usually try to plan out, and that sort of enables me to use the king right in the middle, where otherwise you would usually have to use the king to guarantee part of the funnel, at least one of the flanks. Yeah, and then I missed it, but the thrower got taken out by this high-level king, and so but he's already done his job to funnel, and I figure that king is too high level, it's not going to be worth it to try to save the thrower. Yeah, so the rest of this is this percentage. I was able to save my queen ability, but here I made a bit of a blunder in that I put down a totem to distract the air defense off my healers, but it lured the king over, which then lured the queen over. But that's only a little bit of percent. It's lost me attacks, lost me town halls in the past before. So yeah, something to keep in mind. Okay, so this next one is kind of a weird base. All the point defenses are pretty low level, but it is a well-built anti-3 design. And so on these types of bases, one thing I really like to do is to have the thrower on its own to take out the eagle. Because these bases are usually designed to be anti-queen, which means the thrower can reach over there. And another reason is, so on most bases, the thrower is able to help funnel the queen into the town hall. But since here the town hall is on the flank, she doesn't really need that support. And then another thing is that, I guess not really on this type of base, but on anti-3 designs, the point defenses are usually pretty spread out. So the queen is going to be under less of them. Whereas normally the thrower helps in that it's able to usually cross tank for the queen. If it's able to take out or take the target off of one expo, then that usually makes the queen charge easier. Yeah, the rest of this is getting percentage. Yeah, there I thought that I could use some archers, but that doesn't work out. And then yeah, this one I had another problem. I had that problem again where I didn't notice the time. It's kind of, I think I was concentrating on that king too much. So yeah, I lose out on quite a bit of percentage there. But yeah, 85 is still pretty happy with. Okay, so this next base is pretty weird. The town hall is right on the outside, but I have a pretty good method of taking out these types of bases. Usually this is more applicable to when there's like a hole right next to the town hall. But yeah, rage plus 4 loons. This is why I started bringing 4 loons, by the way. Rage and 4 loons plus the king ability is almost always enough to take down the town hall. Yeah, you really don't want to put the queen there because she's gonna get no value past the town hall. And yeah, as a result of that, I'm able to put the thrower and the queen on the opposite side of the base to get percentage. Yeah, and then the rest of this is not too interesting. I use the totem for the CC to make sure it doesn't take out my thrower. Yeah, I guess it doesn't go too well in getting percentage because the rook and the queen group up together. This ends up going to 85. I'm sorry, not 85, but 65. Okay, so this one is, yeah, basically it's a freebie. The only threats are the Infernos, the 2 single Infernos, and the CC, possibly. I guess this is not the best base to demonstrate it on, but I really like to lure out the CC early if I am able to do that. Because, well, CC is going to be town 14 level troops, and it's basically single-handedly able to stop so many attacks. So yeah, if I'm able to do that, usually lure it out to the queen instead. This one I tried to take it down separately. Yeah, this one was also not close in time, I think. Okay, and then this was the one fail, which was pretty unfortunate. It's kind of a weird base. Yeah, so my thought process here is that, wait, I definitely don't want to go by these 2 singles. So I either want to go from the top right or the top left. And then on the top right, there's this really long U-shaped compartment that is probably going to be difficult for my queen, difficult to path my queen into, because it's likely that she'll try to go off to one side. So I decide instead that I want to go through the top left. And so if you have to go through a single target inferno, then it's best to try to go at it head on. So that's what happens here. Yeah, and then I think I dealt with that pretty well. Use a loon for a little bit of extra tanking. Yeah, and then here's where things start to go wrong. So I'm paying attention to the thrower right now because, yeah, I break him in because there's unlikely to be spring traps there. But then I don't notice for a few seconds that my healers are getting targeted. So here I should have definitely just placed a jump. Instead I kind of tunnel vision on the wall breakers. And also that totem was in range of both air defenses, which was not good. It went down pretty quickly. And now all of my healers are gone. And sort of the second mistake of this, which is, so sometimes the king ability, just with my playstyle, will open up too many walls and then the queen will walk. It doesn't happen too often, but yeah, when it does happen, it's on like bases that really should be easy 2-stars. So yeah, on this attack I probably should have placed the king somewhere on the left just to guarantee that side of the funnel. Or it's probably even not needed for the funnel. Yeah, I try to save it by using a swarm of troops I have left, but yeah, I really don't like to have my baby dragons group up like that, because yeah, you see it barely did any damage to the town hall. Yeah, this one, kind of unfortunate. It probably should have been somewhere in like the 80s, like an 80% 2-star. Okay, and then this last attack was kind of crazy. Kind of crazy that this actually 2-starred. Right, so I see that we have these 2 singles there, so definitely always have to enter from the right side. And then I see down the bottom there's a very easy funnel for baby dragons. So I have the thrower on the other side. Yeah, and then I wait quite a long time, kind of unusually long, to put on my queen here because I'm trying to get the thrower to tank this cannon. Because I see there's five of these point defenses here, which might be tough for the queen. He doesn't end up walking up to that cannon, but it works out fine. And then, yeah, as you see here, the queen is all the way off to the right, but the funnel was completely guaranteed by the thrower. So there's no chance she's going to walk. Right. So yeah, now you can see why I don't like to go from this sort of angle where the CC's on the other side of the town hall, because now I have all of the damage on my queen and the CC's also coming in. Yeah, this worked out kind of weird because my queen targeted the enemy king first, and she got really low, so I manually popped my ability there. You always want to manually pop the ability because it can be really bad if your queen goes down through ability. But yeah, it's kind of crazy that my queen actually survived through that, going through both ice golems while the enemy queen is targeted on her, and it ends up being very close. Yeah, I missed that freeze on the eagle, which was bad, but it didn't matter anyways. I should have instead frozen the town hall. But yeah, I got it down, I think, with like a hit or two to spare. Not crazy. Yeah, so that's this account. The other account I have at Wizard 10 didn't do as well this week. Yeah, I had 3 fails, but I do have one interesting attack. I think it was this one. Yeah, so I haven't talked to you yet about my queen's equipment. I run the Invis Vial and Frozen Arrow. So Invis Vial, some people will instead use the Giant. But I think this is a style of base that kind of demonstrates why the Invis Vial is good. Yeah, so this looked like it could have been a fail when I first saw this base. I ended up deciding that I want my queen to start off on the left side, because this sort of arrangement of buildings, there's nothing off to the left that will lure the queen over. So it's sort of the queen funnels herself automatically off to the right. Yeah. And no spell investment there necessary, which is nice because of the Frozen Arrow. Yeah, and then once the queen walks off to the right, the throwers are guaranteed the funnel on the right side. So there's no way for the queen to go except into the base. Yeah, so one thing I haven't mentioned is the jump spell was kind of unnecessary here, and it's kind of unnecessary on some of my other attacks. I still bring it though because there's occasionally going to be bases where it is necessary, where you just don't get the town hall without the jump. On this base, the only use of the jump really was to get the king a little bit further. I think that was probably responsible for getting the earthquake boots damage onto the town hall. But yeah, here things get a little bit sketchy. My queen goes into the tornado and then targets off of the town hall. And then there's some air skellies that pop up. So here I'm trying to be very patient, because I know that if I'm able to get the ability on the town hall, like right there, then it's a guaranteed takedown. But if, for example, she gets rotated out by a tornado, or targets onto some skellies, that can just completely negate the Invis-Vial. But I think that worked out pretty well. Yeah, and the percentage, there's lots of easy percent on this base. Yeah. Right, so yeah, that's about all I have to show. Maybe something else to mention is that I was technically rank 1 about around a month ago. I lost it to someone who was cheating, which is unfortunate. But fortunately, I did get it this week. Yeah, I would like to get the first Wizard 11. I don't know if that'll happen. I think it's probably more likely that a cheater is going to get there first, which is unfortunate. But if I do get it, I'll probably upload another video. But yeah, that's all from me, and I'll see you guys later.